you talking about the bad, then I bought it. If you talking about the swag, I been dripping. If you talking about the bitch, I been hitting. If you talking about the shit, I been different. I'm too lit, I can't step up in Linux. Walking in fist and I blow me in 50. If we talk about the list, I done killed it. If we talk about the list, then I'm killing them. I'm forever, yeah, they gon' remember this.
I've been stacking the verses since 2010. Ah, man. Man, oh man, man, oh man. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing good. Whoa. Hope you guys are doing good today. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how good this Troy Lonely is. Well, pause. Let me rewind that. I forgot how good his leaks are, bro. Like, his leaks, some of his leaks are low-key better than what he has on right now. Anyways. Man. This is how I top-ticked my stop-loss. Ooh, that's gonna be a good title. But this is how I top-ticked my stop-loss, so I'm not going to lie. After getting stopped out with bad stop-loss placement, I witnessed my trade go from literally drawdown to all take profits hit. And today I risked quite a bit heavy, so I'm currently in drawdown. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm in drawdown only by 0.2%. My account balance right now is like literally 49.7k. I risked really heavy, to be honest, on this, and with this trade honestly could have brought me to really close to passing my funded. I'm talking about like 52k, 52.5k, but then again, the consistency rule, that's like what, 1.5, but I already had, if we do the math, this trade that would have hit, I would have been at either 52k flat or 52.5k. Anyways, I would have been really close to passing my funded, because like I said, I risked heavy on this trade, and I'm not going to lie, it kind of bit me in my ass. Didn't really bite me in my ass. Yeah, my stop loss place was just ass, but as you guys can see, we ended up getting top tick stopped out, and everything was pretty clear on shorts. And if you're asking why did you short, how did you short, I'm gonna tell you how I shorted, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you why I thought today's shorts was really easy to me, in my opinion, and how this honestly could have really got me honestly really close to my funded account. Funded account being passed, but I'm not really pressed on it, because like I said in the last video, my daily biases are correct 90% of the time. It's mainly just my executions. June, I didn't have a problem with executions. July, kind of getting off to a rough start, but it's okay because my daily biases have been correct. Except for the times when I'm actually like forcing a trade, then that's just like, obviously it's a forced trade, but like when I'm actually taking my time and analyzing the charts, it's really just my stop loss places. So let's talk about how I was short today and how I was able to get top tick stop lost. How was I able to get my stop loss top tick? So coming into today, I honestly looked at the last previous sessions, and we didn't really do much. Asia session, we consolidated. We ended up creating a high time frame SMT, which is the reason why we ended up coming up to sweep all-time highs on NASDAQ. With that being said, hold on, is my camera angle right? My camera was looking like a little bit crooked. My bad. Okay. But yeah, so we ended up creating that high time from SMT on the hourly. So with that in my mind, I was like, okay, coming in the pre-market when I was recording the last recap, I was looking at this. I was like, okay, we're definitely going to sweep previous day highs on NASDAQ because we already did that on ES. I was thinking of sweeping previous day highs and creating a high time from SMT like we had that 2 days ago, I like to recall. But no, we did not have that. But, whatchamacallit, what was I going to say? But yeah, coming into London session, we did nothing besides manipulate higher and higher. So what I wanted from New York was a reversal, because in London we did not support any key level that had this. We ended up making this SMT in Asia session, which for starters already gives me even higher gives me in the back of my mind that, okay, this SMT is probably going to get worn off because New York needs a reversal some way or another, right? Because we have no down candles. On top of that, we have 2 unfilled fair value gaps, and this one was the one I was mainly targeting. But what I really wanted was price to honestly open up, come into this hourly gap, and then get a manipulation, maybe an SMT from there, and then, you know, manipulate lower into this gap into these lows. Right, that's what I was expecting. Just this SMT just to bring us up higher to manipulate. I wasn't expecting this SMT to get us to all-time highs on Nasdaq, sweep that out, and then from there we had the reversal. But that's what price wants to do. So obviously I'm gonna play along. My draw on liquidity for today was honestly not like I was not bullish at all whatsoever. I really wanted shorts or I was going to get off. There was nothing to me that was going to sponsor longs unless we were like well above trading all-time highs. Like besides sweeping it, if we sweeped it and then continued up higher, then that's a liquidity run. But if it was just a liquidity sweep, then I want shorts. So market open, we did nothing besides go up, up, bro. I swear to God, literally, this whole chart looked like a freaking this whole market open literally looked like a pump fund chart, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys ever traded meme coins, but like when like you're on pump fund or like phantom, not phantom, um, pump fund or photon, and you're literally just like freaking buying coins and having an early ass entry like somewhere here, and you're just seeing like so many like um KOLs or like so many what do we call it? So many wallets that you're tracking just buy in with like crazy soul. That is exactly what this morning looked like. I was like kind of confused because I was like, okay, if we're bullish, I would want to retrace into a PD array and then I'd take it to the next like bullish drawn liquidity. But that'll only just be like a quick scalp. I'll take another trade because my original draw on liquidity was bearish. I wanted this high time frame gap filled. I wanted all these other gaps filled on the 5 minute, right? So that's what I wanted in general. Price came up higher. Price ended up sweeping out all-time highs. As soon as we swept out all-time highs, we ended up flipping this 5 minute on ES. ES was honestly the cleaner index in my opinion today. If we had flipped this, if we had flipped this gap right around when ES did, I would have traded on Nasdaq, but I risked a little bit heavier because we were on ES, and I liked how ES was presented itself. We had everything that I had looked for, everything that I want for my short setup. So let's talk about it. We had our excuse me, I just freaking burped like a good boy. My bad. But what was I gonna say? Oh, oh yeah. So price came up, swept all-time highs. We were in this gap from there. For me to be short, like for me to continue to remain bearish, I wanted to flip this PD array. I wanted this PD array to flip, and that is exactly what we got. We ended up flipping this 5 minute my lord. We ended up flipping this 5 minute PD array, and on top of that, I scaled onto the 1 minute, and I was honestly really like I was ready to get active. Did we break 5 minute structure? No. Do I usually wait for a 5 minute breaker structure? Not really. If I see that we flip the gap the way I like it, then and with the higher time from supporting that we just swept liquidity, then I'm pretty set for short. So I'm not gonna lie. Like there's really nothing else to really do. After sweeping off this high, we ended up flipping this inversion gap. We ended up flipping up this bearish gap, and we ended up creating a mini volume imbalance here that we ended up filling, and we ended up flipping from there. So what I usually look for, as always, is a change in the state. Well, not always, but today my trade was honestly based off of a change in the state and an inversion fair value gap and a 5 minute PD array flip. And like I said, my model that I trade, I'm not gonna trade it like mechanically, like crazy mechanically. If it pops up mechanically, obviously I'll trade it, but sometimes you have to be very discretional about it, and that is exactly what happened. So we entered. We ended up having our change of state right here. We ended up flipping this gap. We also ended up coming back in and filling in this gap. And after we came in and retested this inversion gap again, which could honestly be this 1 minute BPR that you could honestly count as a BPR. Mind you, we're still in this 5 minute inversion. Boom. After getting that closure, I ended up taking my trade. Ooh, excuse me. I ended up entering I literally ended up entering. Oh, wait, was it right here? Oh, well, I guess that's what it is. I ended up entering right here. On top of that, we also tapped back into our change in state, which is our 1 minute order block. So, on top of that, we have confluence after confluence after confluence. My stop loss was just ass. I'm not going to lie. My stop loss was just honestly above this inversion gap. It wasn't like above this actual high, which it should have been, to be completely honest, and this whole thing would have been avoided. Excuse me. But I got some feedback from one of my homies who is a profitable day trader, and he was just telling me how my stop loss didn't really make any sense because a wick doesn't really mean anything off of an inversion, because like I said, because look, as you can see here, we didn't close above it, we didn't break above any highs, we didn't break above the swing high that I entered from. We just wicked above it. So if I had put it above the swing high and we broke structure, then the trade would have been invalidated, so it would have made sense. So yeah, that was how my stop loss was really bad. And on top of that, I got stopped to the tick, which was pretty unfortunate. After I got stopped to the tick, I don't even think we made any SMT. So I think that's like what another thing was like kind of lacking. But I wasn't really tripping because like I already wanted everything besides the SMT. You know what I'm saying? Like I already wanted like so many things to come besides the SMT. So like the SMT was like the last thing I really like. If we got it, we got it. If we didn't, we didn't. It was really one of those things that that's like I already have everything I want. I have my 5 minute flipped. We swept all time highs on Nasdaq. We're not making any bullish structure to continue above it. So boom, that's two. We're in bearish 1 minute order flow on the 1 minute on ES. We had everything that I wanted on ES. My stop loss placement was just kind of bad, and that kind of bit me in my ass. And on top of that, it looked like we created a mini SMT at one point with I'll show you guys right here, with this low right here, and this low was actually like some resistance. I'm not going to lie, this was taking like a minute to sweep out. Price did not want to come down and sweep out this sell side right here, but we ended up creating this SMT, which ended up stopping me out to the tick, which ended up coming back in to retest the BPR and the gap, which was pretty unfortunate. But like I said, obviously internal SMTs aren't really going to be held that much, especially because we already flipped order flow. So honestly, it was just my stop loss placement that was pretty bad. But that's just another honorable mention to really talk about. On top of that, what else did we have? On Nasdaq, we ended up changing the stated direction right here. I was not going to take any of this. I really wanted this because this was the main leg up that manipulated to sweep out all-time highs on Nasdaq. So I was like, okay, that's going to be my change in the state from that body closure. If we can get a candle closure and then we can turn this into a breaker block, I'll enter on the breaker block. I'm not going to lie, I missed my entry on this one. This one kind of hurt me personally. I was like, damn, I literally cursed. I was like, damn, what the hell? Main reason, no excuse. Well, yeah, it's going to be an excuse, but main reason was really because like when I was self-annotating this trade and I was going to go take a piss, I was really quick on my piss, and I come back, we close, and then we're already displacing strongly. I'm not going to chase after price, bro. One thing every profitable trader tells you is do not chase after price. Yes, if I chased after price, my order fill would have been somewhere here, and obviously all of this would have been in profit. But no, bro. That's, first of all, that goes against what I'm freaking building, because that just goes against that main rule. Why would I even chase price? That's FOMOing. I'm not gonna FOMO after I see strong displacement. Last thing I waited for was just a gap fill, because we ended up creating this 1 minute BPR. I wanted to see if price would even want to retrace into the BPR or even this gap, but we didn't have that. Price just kept on displacing after we retested the breaker block. But yeah, that was pretty unfortunate today. One loss, and then I took a loss yesterday, and I took a loss, a win, and a break even. But this was actually pretty unfortunate. My draws on liquidity for today, I only went in with 2 cons. My first con would have been trimmed in the middle of this fair value gap because I really wanted this 5 minute tap. This was just too wide for it not to be taps. Second and last take profit was honestly this hourly gap, but honestly I would have just been on Tradeovate, literally just looking at my P&L, because my fund the futures has a consistency rule where like you can't make over I think it's like $1,500, and doing the math with how much I risked, I would have been well up over $1,500 if all of this ran through. So obviously I would have had to manually close it, like maybe like somewhere on the first presented or like somewhere around here. But yeah, this was like my whole drawn liquidity from the get-go, because I really wanted this hourly gap. When I came in the market open, I was like, okay, I want this hourly gap filled. There's no way we just continue higher and we leave these gaps. And as you know, we just literally tapped into this gap. So I mean, my daily bias was correct. Execution was really good. Stop loss placement was really poor. So like I said, after we swept out sell side right here, this was like literally like the only thing I managed to mark. Not didn't manage to mark out. This is the only thing I marked out because I was like, okay, if we sweep that sell side and we have strong displacement, there's no reason we're bullish anymore. Like, we're just gonna continue going down. What happened after we swept that sell side? Yeah, strong displacement. We were not going back up. So I was like, damn, bro, that's pretty unfortunate. It's the way of the game. I'm not really upset. Am I triggered? Not really. Like, yeah, I risked heavier than I usually should, but I risked heavy in good reason because one, I had conviction. Two, I had everything that I wanted. Three, my stop loss placement was just ass. So what I'm gonna work on, and I'm gonna journal this actually, literally like right now after I stop recording. I'm gonna journal like put my stop losses above the swing highs or swing lows instead of like the actual PD array. Because if we break above a swing high, that's basically shifting the structure rather than above that PD array. Because we could just wick above that PD array and then continue lower. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate day today. Honestly, would have made me really close to passing my funded. Yeah, and I was gonna say it would have made me pass, but no, it would have made me really close to passing my funded. So I mean, by like tomorrow, I could have passed it. But I'm not really tripping, bro. You know, alhamdulillah, I'm thankful that I was able to read this so clearly. Honestly, I'm actually like pretty happy that I was able to read this. But yeah, it's part of the game, bro. You feel me? People would get mad at this. I'm not really getting mad, bro. It's just part of the game. How trading goes. You just gotta be able to be like, man up, be like, all right, whatever. I'll be back tomorrow. And now I'm just gonna annotate. Well, I'm not gonna annotate, but like I'm done. But now I'm gonna journal, read, head out, hoop, and continue my day from there. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for supporting and watching the channel. Bro, we're almost at freaking 100 subscribers. Ah. And yeah, I think I'm gonna literally just like post a whole lot on TikTok today. Maybe like 8 to 10 videos. But yeah, hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.